Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and today I want to talk about the premiere of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. On this episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, there are four couples that I want to talk about, and some in more depth than others, but let's get started with Branden and Julia. If you remember from the most recent episodes of 90 Day Fiance, Branden and Julia, I think Julia's from Russia and Branden lives on a farm with his parents. They were living on the farm with his parents and still are, but Branden and Julia are taking kind of a mini vacation. They went to Vegas, okay? Now, I've said they went to Vegas, and already I can see that your brain is going, "Oh God, I know exactly where this is going." And let me just get into the story. So they go to Vegas, and they're happy to be away from the farm, especially Julia. She's ecstatic to be away from the farm. Now, I'm gonna break here for a second, and so that I can say, these girls always come from their country. They land in the U.S. in some small town or whatever of like the home of whoever it is that they came for. They land in the small town, they live there for a little bit, and then they decide,
I don't want to live here. I want to move to a big city. Why do we have to stay in a small town?
Every single time. Fernanda did it. Natalie is going to do it. She's complaining about living in Squim or wherever the hell it is that Mike lives. Julia's doing it. They all come from Russia or Czechoslovakia or wherever it is that they come from, and they want to move to a big city. So Branden and Julia are in Vegas, and they're talking about moving because they live on the farm, and Julia hates taking care of the animals, which is fair. So Branden, as a joke, says that they're going to see a house up the street from where they're eating in Vegas. And Julia's reaction is probably typical, because I think I would react the same way. She's not happy when she finds out that it's a joke, right? Because she wants to move. So then that just kicks open the door for her to start badgering him. I want to move, I want to move, I want to move, I want to move, I want to move. She wants to move to Vegas. And not only does she want to move to Vegas, she wants to move to Vegas like now, like yesterday. Like, Branden, I want to move. He says, okay, we can move to Vegas. We can live in a cardboard box on the street. And she's, all pouty and whatever. Then offside, she says to the camera that if he doesn't want to move to Vegas, she will wait until she gets her paperwork. Once she gets her green card, she'll move to Vegas alone. Who's surprised? Who is surprised? I'm not surprised. There are other 90 Day Fiance women who came from other countries who did exactly that. There are men who did exactly that. While they're in Vegas, Julia gets a letter at the farm, and Branden's mom says that it's Julia's interview date for her permanent residency status. So I'm thinking that Julia and Branden are not going to stay together for long. I would bet money that they're not going to stay together for long, because he doesn't want to leave where he lives, and he just got a new job. So we'll see what happens with them. But yeah, it bugs me. What bugs me is not so much that the women do it, because people do what you let them do, but that the people who live in the U.S. who actually start dating people outside of the country they don't see it, or they don't want to. I mean, sometimes people hide it really well, but there are other times that they're waving the red flags in your face, and they still, for some reason, don't want to see it. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Branden and Julia. Let's move on. Let's talk about Michael and Angela. Okay, you remember Michael and Angela? Michael is Nigerian, 30 years old. Angela is from somewhere in the South, 54 years old. So they are now married, and from the jump, Angela has known, because Michael hasn't made a secret of it, that he wants to have kids. Fine. There's a piece of me that feels like, Angela, why don't you just let him bugger off and have kids with someone his age? because she has made up every excuse in the book. First, she said that she could have kids. Then she went to the doctor, and the doctor supposedly told her that she had one egg left. Fuck out of here. One egg left. Seriously? Who bought that? One egg. Anyways, so she went to the doctor, and the doctor told her that she had one egg left. She went to another doctor who told her that that egg was actually a tumor, which came and went like I don't know what. A terrible storyline, because who knows what happened to that tumor. Haven't heard about it since then. Then she said that she would get an egg from her daughter. Jesus. And she would tote the baby. And her daughter said, "No, I'm not giving you an egg so that you could, I'm not giving you one of my eggs because that would be my child." Fair. Completely fair. And now she said supposedly that she wants to have, they will get a surrogate. Okay? They will get a surrogate to have a baby so that Michael can have the baby that he wants. He wants kids. Fine. In addition, Michael's K1 visa was denied before they were married. His K1 was denied, so Angela went to Africa and married him there. Now they're trying to get him into the U.S. on a spousal visa, but because of COVID, there's all kind of issues with that. So this whole Angela having a baby thing, like with the whole, oh, she's got one egg. Angela, you got nothing up there but dust and cobwebs. So I don't know how you had a doctor tell you that you have one egg. Anyway, now she wants to get weight loss surgery. Okay? Michael tells his family that Angela wants to get weight loss surgery after they've decided that they're going to get a surrogate to have a baby for them. So his family is like, "Why is she spending all this money on weight loss surgery? I thought you guys were going to get a surrogate to have a baby." Me and my cynical ass is saying, she's not having any baby for you, boo. I can't be the only one who can see that this woman has no plans on giving you any children, but why she won't cut you loose and let you have a baby with someone else, I don't know. Michael is blind in one eye, just can't see out of the other. This woman is never going to have a baby for you, boo. Never. Move on. He said to his family member, I think it was his aunt, and he says to the camera, "If Angela doesn't want to have a baby, I don't have a choice. I'm going to have to divorce her." And I'm sitting here watching it and I'm thinking, it's not that she doesn't want to, it's that she can't. She's 54 years old. I told you she ain't got nothing up there but dust and cobwebs. She's not having a baby for you. The sooner you accept it, the better off you will all be. Period. Angela goes she's going to Hollywood to get her weight loss surgery. So we see her in the airport. We see her waiting for the Uber, and she's smoking a cigarette as she's standing on the sidewalk, waiting for the Uber to pull up. She's smoking a cigarette. And one of the stipulations for the surgery is that she stops smoking. She can't smoke, and she can't eat, I think 24 hours before the surgery or something like that. She can't eat before the surgery, and she has to stop smoking. Anyways, she gets into the Uber. Uber driver's wearing a mask. Angela, no mask. Fine. So she's talking, and she says to the Uber driver that she has to call her specialist. So she calls the specialist, and the specialist says, "Did you eat this morning? Have you eaten today?" And Angela says, "Yeah, she had grits and sausage and eggs," or whatever it is that she had. And she says, "Okay, well, liquid. You can't have anything but liquid for the rest of the day." Angela, of course, doesn't like that, but whatever. Then the doctor says, "And did you stop smoking?" And Angela goes, "Huh? I'm sorry, you're breaking up. I didn't hear you." Bitch, I heard her. How could you not hear her? So the doctor says it again. "Did you stop smoking?" And Angela lied and said yes. "But what if I didn't stop smoking?" she says. And the doctor says, "Well, then they can't stitch her shut. It won't close." I'm like, bitch, are you dumb? If the doctor says stop smoking, stop smoking. You're the one who wants this surgery. What happens if the stitches pop or whatever? Because, like, I don't get. Honestly, I have no idea how this woman found a man on any continent to marry her. What with her cigarette packs and everything else sticking up out of her tank top, I have no clue. But yeah, Michael is like, if she doesn't want to have kids, then I can't marry her. We have to get a divorce. I'm just like, okay, whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And that's what's going on with Michael and Angela. Let's talk about Elizabeth and Andrei. I can't stand this guy. I'm sorry. I can't stand him. He makes me wanna. I can't stand him. He's such a bull. Like, he's such a. Well, I don't. My word goes, and if you don't like what I say, it's like, dude, you're not in your country. You're not even in your house. So, anyways, do we all remember what happened at their wedding in Moldova when Elizabeth's brother stood up to the mic and said,
And don't, when you come to the US, don't ask my dad for a handout. Don't ask him for money.
mic drop. And we were all like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Anywho's, in this episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Andrei has got his real estate license, okay? And it's like Charlie knew what was going to happen. He says that, Andrei says that his he wants to start his own business. He just got his real estate license. He doesn't want to work for Elizabeth's dad, who flips houses for a living, buys and flips houses, and he says that he wants to start his own business, and in order to do that, he wants to ask Elizabeth's dad for a $100,000 loan. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. So, and he doesn't know the first thing about flipping houses. And that's what Elizabeth's dad does. And he straight up says he doesn't want to work for Elizabeth's dad, but he wants the money. So anyways, he goes and talks to Elizabeth's dad. He calls a meeting with Elizabeth's dad. They go for lunch, and he tells his dad this, and his dad is like, her dad is like, no, I'm not going to lend you money. Like, what? Anywho's, he says, why wouldn't you come and work for me? At least, like, learn the ropes. You know nothing about the business. Why would I give you $100,000 to start a business and you don't know what you're doing? Like, and Andrei plays like he's entitled to this money. And Elizabeth's dad finally says, okay, well, I have to talk to the rest of the family and, see what they think or whatever. And of course, the rest of the family, her brother and sister, are going to go, no. Are you kidding? There's no way in hell. No. Especially Charlie. That's not going to happen. And Andrei says to the dad, well, why do you have to tell them it's none of their business? And like this dude, I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I don't know how she's married to him. I have no idea. I can't stand him. I really can't. And I feel like this dude, he's the male equivalent of the women on the show. The women who come from their country and then decide that they want to, either make money and leave, move to somewhere else, leave that person. Essentially, they're here for the green card. They're there for the green card. And it's not that they all are, but there are some who are so obvious about it. It's insane. So anyways, the episode ends for them with him saying that he's got to talk to the family and he wants him to come work for him for a while. He says, I'm not saying I won't, help you start your business sometime in the future, because he's like, if I help him, I help my daughter, right? Which is fair, but there's no way I'm giving it to him now. He has no idea what he's doing. Cool. So that will be interesting to see. I look forward to seeing how Charlie and Andrei, who do not get along, deal with this whole $100,000. How he even has the nuts to ask for $100,000 loan? Don't know. Can't stand him. Can't stand him. Now let's talk about Natalie and Michael. These two. I don't know how they shouldn't be married. They shouldn't have gotten married. When he went to her country, she threw his ring at him before he left and called him a monster. They literally broke up before he left. Then after he left, she got the K1 visa. Her K1 was approved. And she's playing like there's absolutely nothing wrong. It's like, bitch, you threw the ring at him. You ain't a couple no more. She calls him and starts talking about, oh, my visa was approved and da 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 da. When should I come there? It's like, He didn't even have the nuts to say,
You're not coming here. We're not a couple. We're not a couple. You don't have a ring. You threw it back at me, called me a monster. We're done.
click. But no. I feel like if he didn't have cameras on him 24/7, if he wasn't making money from being with her, he wouldn't be with her. Does that make sense? Like, that's just common sense. She broke up with you. You left her country. K1 doesn't matter anymore. Anyways, so now they're married, and God, they're married and they're still having issues. Mike doesn't wear a ring, and she wants him to wear a ring. And they recently, I can wrap them up in like 30 seconds. They had another fight about the fact that some woman keeps sending Mike pictures of her boobs. And when she brings it up to him, he walks out.
Thank you very much.
That's all I got for Mike and Natalie. And that's all I've got for this first episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. My name is Debbie. This is Shiality TV. I will see you next time. Peace.